Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamila Daura. Thank you for clicking to watch this video. If you are new, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, hi. So today's video, I am going to be reacting or sharing my 2.5 cents on a post I saw on Sheikh Asim's Instagram. You guys, if you don't follow Sheikh Asim, just follow him. Just follow him for the fun part of it, and you will learn, of course. But yeah, to get straight into it, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get going. Let me just quickly read out the post, then I will attach for you guys to see. It says, Sheikh, my mother-in-law says I should not come out of room until I take my bath in the morning. She thinks after intercourse I should not even go into the kitchen as I am not clean. So first I should take ghusl. If you're not a Muslim, ghusl is a spiritual bath to cleanse yourself either after a period or sexual intercourse or giving birth and all those things, and come out. She's also telling my husband to not let me come out because I am not clean. So this is what the post says, and Sheikh of course gave his teachings on it and say that it is baseless as ghusl is not mandatory, right after the deed, and it does not make you impure to do other activities in your house or in your home. So I'm just going to share my part. I mean, it is a no-brainer, sincerely. Like, this woman is just speaking trouble. But my worry are two things. Why are they living together, and why is the mother-in-law knowing what goes on between she and her husband, right? And why does she not have a say in what is supposed to be their home, even if they are living together? So this is my concern. We do know that, okay, in the Southeast, if you're from the Southeast Asia, this is something that is familiar, like the Indians, where they live with the Pakistani, the Indians, where they all live together with in-laws. Some of them, not everybody, is largely practiced. Then if you're from Africa, most especially Nigeria, we do see things like this. I apologize if you pick up noises, the cleaners are around, but we do see things like this in Nigeria as well, in the northern part of Nigeria, most especially, where the bride is taken to her in-laws house as opposed to her own home. So she gets a room, and the living dynamics of things like of this kind of arrangement is very, very tricky, because nothing of it is yours, or nothing of that environment is absolutely yours. So you don't get to experience the fact that, oh, you are a new bride. You understand that feeling of being in your honeymoon phase. You don't get to experience having to cook a food or a meal that is totally yours without the influence of what the general home is going, or the general house or populace is going to eat at that point in time. You just don't get that privacy again if you're in such an arrangement. Even if you want to come from this spiritual perspective, Islamically, it is not even permissible. It is not encouraged. Let me not say permissible. It is not encouraged that you put a woman in the same house as your parents. You are supposed to provide shelter. Provision is very, very important in Islam. Is what really makes a responsible man a responsible man, when you're able to provide, protect, your family, because that is what you're there for. But my biggest question in all of this is that, why are men getting married if they do not, or if they're unable to have their own place? So one of the reasons why I really do not subscribe to this kind of dynamics in marriage is that it encourages irresponsible men to get married, because the moment they decide to want to get married, so they already know that, oh, if they don't have a home, or if they don't have a house, they can just get married to someone and take the bride to their parents' house, and they live there together as one big family. It does not also encourage a proper relationship between the husband and the wife, because there's always going to be one-sided influence, and that is the influence of the parents over the bride and over their marriage as a whole. Because you now start finding parents that they are the one that pay the bills, they are the one that provide the food to an extent. Even if the child or the husband is providing something, it's probably maybe very little that won't make any significance. It takes away privacy, the same privacy that will lead to a mother-in-law to be telling her daughter-in-law that she is not pure. First of all, your mother-in-law or your parents or anybody should not even know when you and your husband are meeting or mating. Like, it shouldn't be a common knowledge. There is so much privacy and sacredness to that kind of intimacy that should be between you and your significant other. But once it starts becoming a public knowledge, then that is a very big problem, because why in God's name will somebody know to tell me that I'm not pure? If I'm not pure, even period should not even be such a common knowledge that, oh yes, it's something that everybody knows, that, oh, every woman gets her period and all that. But just because you're on your period does not mean that you should go and start announcing it that, oh, I'm on my period, I'm not pure, No, it's between you, yourself. If you're married, your spouse. If you're not, maybe your parents, your creator. Those are sacred and very private moments for your body. So one thing I'm going to put out is that a lot of young people are getting married, and I don't want to say that there is so much desperation, but if you are someone that is getting married, please ask the right questions. Don't be too desperate to go get married and get married for the wrong reasons and now get yourself into a problem. There is so much to this kind of problems. I've read some things like online where women, from the northern part of Nigeria now say that, oh, okay, if their husband is getting them clothes, oh, he got me clothes, and his mom is saying this, or like everything she owns, everything she wears, if there is something new, like if she wears something new, either her sister-in-law will be like, oh, is this new? Who got it for you? Did my brother get it for you? So things like that is totally not Islamic. It is totally frowned upon in Islam. There is no privacy is big in Islam. Like, I've seen Sheikh Asim talk so much about even like letting your significant other have your password, or you having your significant password. There is no binding. Just marriage does not bind you in such a way. If you have a password on your phone, your significant other must not have it. If your significant other has a password on his phone, you must not have it. He does not have the right to seek for your own. He does not have the right to get into your phone behind your back, just as you do not have the right. So there are just so many things that you as husband and wife, you don't even have the right to do to yourselves. Marriage does not give you that room to invade your privacies like that. Why does an in-law have such right and audacity in your home? Now, this is part one for the mother-in-law, right? Part two of mother-in-law issue again, but this one I have it in my head because it has become something very popular. My mother-in-law said, no, this one said, she said her mother-in-law said she should not go to her parents' house without her permission. So, and she also instructed her son to not permit her to go see her parents without taking permission from her. So now, the son is not even responsible for his own decisions. His mother is responsible for. This is beyond mommy's boy. You should know. This is pure wickedness. You can't keep a child away from, just because you married her, you cannot keep a child away from her family. You don't cut kinship. It is totally haram to come in between kinship. That a woman is supposed to take permission from you before she goes out as part of a right that you have over her, because it is your responsibility to protect her. So she is bound by that responsibility to take permission from you. Does not mean that, oh, when she now tells you that I want to go see my parents, I'll be like, no, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to see your parents. No, that is not how Islam advises that you should go about it. There should be legit reasons. Say, for instance, maybe you want to accompany her. Say, for instance, you don't want her to go empty-handed and you want to give her something. Say, for instance, you have something important coming and, okay, you want her to be with you. There should just be a reason that makes sense to both of you. It shouldn't just be that, oh, outright, no, you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't do that. No. So I know that, okay, there is the extreme side of things, like in the north, we have Maton Kwele, that they don't go out except their husband permits them. Even when they are going out, they are niqab and you don't see them. There are women like that. Make sure whatever relationship you're building, have a foundation before and after. And in the very early years of your marriage, have very solid foundations in your marriage, in your relation, not in your marriage, in your relationship with the person you're married to. Make sure you're getting married to someone that is very responsible. I'm not saying that you should get married to someone that, and you have go in with the preempt mindset that, oh, you're going to separate him from his mother, because you two are going to be a parent someday. You're not going to go in with to go start fueling negligence, like making him neglect his parents and all. No, you are just going to be very, very careful. Make sure your position is firm and it remains firm in his space. And whatever relationship he has with his mom or his dad is theirs. Don't influence it negatively if you are not going to add value to how he treats his parents. And even if the parents are not treating you kindly or nicely, stay away from them. You have no I keep saying this, I say this without fear. You have no relationship with your in-laws. They do not have a say in you. They do not have a say over you. They do not have a say over your marriage. At most, even with the grandchildren, there is a limit of say that they have over your own children. Know this and know peace. So it is all in the foundation that you build. It is all in how you relate with them. And do not just go into marriage and go and sit down and expect things to flow. No, you have to do the work. You have to build that relationship. You have to set that foundation really right in your relationship very early on, so that as you guys begin to weave into becoming one person, because you don't become one person in day one or year one. You become one as the years add up, and you find out that you're so in sync with yourselves that you don't even have to say anything and things will just work. So yeah, this is all that I have to say for these mother-in-laws episodes for today's mother-in-law story for today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. They are very funny stories, but I want to hear if you have experienced something like this, or what are your thoughts on my thoughts, and also share ideas or advice in the comment section so that people can learn from it. So yeah, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and see you in my next video. Bye and stay blessed.